The Morgan Report with David Morgan. Discover how to build and protect your wealth at themorganreport.com.
David Morgan of themorganreport.com for the week ending 3 November 2023. Well, we will be publishing the Morgan Report November edition this weekend. The publishing date is the first Monday of every month, not the first. So, first article up from Bullion Vault, $2,000 gold price takes a breather after near record COMEX surge. You can read the article. Most of us that follow the gold market are well aware that gold has really had a tough time breaking up through and making and sustaining a new high. It's touched near it several times. It's a high-level consolidation. I did an update for our members earlier in the week showing that it's a huge cup and handle formation. And once a handle is breached to the upside on big volume and sustains it, that will become support. And the breakout to, say, $3,000 gold will take place. So we're biding our time now, but gold's really kind of in a quandary along with the rest of the economic system on a global basis. I'm not really upset with gold not doing a lot better than it is right now. A lot of people and a lot of feedback from everyone, from retail investors to people that just inherited money to people that have been in the markets forever, for fund managers, money managers, family offices, you name it. Almost everybody's giving the same feedback, and that is that there's hardly any new activity going on. And actually, I addressed that later in this month's report. I may talk about that later. I think that's all I'm going to cover on gold this week. On silver, the Silver Institute's October newsletter came out. These are free now in their e-format, electronic format. I have a collection from the early days that are actually physical in nature, and it was a very modest charge. Regardless, I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can download it from the website at the Silver Institute. But the Silver Institute presents at the London Bullion Market Association Global Precious Metals Conference. It goes through what was said there. I won't read it to you, just make you aware of this. Not much is ever talked about when it comes to silver's use in batteries. But the batteries that are the most important, like for hearing aids or heart pacemaker, that type of thing, use silver. The reason you don't see it in a Tesla or something like that is the amount of the cost would be rather prohibitive. But this article is on the spotlight on wearables. Are flexible batteries that utilize silver in our future? The answer, of course, is yes. Another area that's talked about from time to time, and that's the medical uses of silver. It's used for burn victims quite often and wound healing. There's a lot of salves that are over the counter that contain silver. This article goes into silver-based gel with amino acids. It's 100 times more effective than conventional silver drugs, according to Russian scientists. You can read the article. I think that's all I'm going to talk about on the silver industry this week. So now I want to talk about the documentary that we are working on called Silver Sunrise. Again, it's at silversunrise.tv. This is trailer number 2. There will only be 2. This is the second one. We already have G. Edward Griffin in the can, locked up. As always, Ed is probably the leader, best known in our genre, and very grateful that he was welcoming us to interview him for this film. We will be looking for a lot of others, and we have a long list of people that we want to interview. As I said last time I talked about Silver Sunrise, the script is intact, and we are out to continue doing our interviews so we can complete the film. How long will it take? I'm often asked, and the answer is I don't know, but approximately 6, probably to 8, 9 months, somewhere in that range. And we are going at it rather aggressively due to the very, very changing times that we're all facing. So if you're so inclined, come on by the silversunrise.tv. You can see that not much has changed other than we put up the second second trailer that you are welcome to watch here. Also, we will have some donations, and if you want to join or watch the trailer here, and you can also click here and send us an email. You can comment I will not commit to responding to all emails. I will commit to reading all of them. So if you're expecting a response, you may or may not receive one, but you will be guaranteed that I will read them. So we are going to post the November issue of the Morgan Report probably tomorrow. This is Friday night as I'm making this video for everyone. And this is a portal for the mastermind members, which is our highest level of service. This is primarily for fund managers, money managers, high net worth individuals like ARs, family offices, that type of thing. It's really a step beyond our premium service, which is for serious retail investors that are in the resource sector, not just gold and silver, but the entire resource sector. However, as I've said many times, we are specializing more on the gold, silver, uranium, uranium. We have a couple of other offliers that we think are asymmetric trades, but regardless, primarily looking more at the precious metals than we have in other times when lithium, copper, molybdenum, those type of elements were, let's say, more in demand and doing better than they are now. I'm not a big believer in a total commodity boom, although I think things that we need will maintain their value, go up, and things that are really used on credit, such as a lot of commercial real estate, are going to continue to fall in price. With that said, I'm just going to show you a few things about this month's report. All right, before I give you a little bit of a rundown on this month's Morgan Report, I want to let you know if you're on our free list, you received this a couple of days ago on the 1st of November, and this is the craziest offer I've ever made. I am offering a complimentary 1.5 hour consultation with myself, not one of the staff, if you want to join the Morgan Report. And on top of that, you get the half hour for free. In other words, it's a $500 value that if you decide you don't want the report, you can cancel within 30 days and keep the consultation. So if you're not on our free list and getting this offer, which talks about it here, obviously, and you can click the button and learn a little more about it. But let's say you just don't like email lists and but you do want to take advantage of it. What you can do is just call the office, and the office phone number is on the main website, themorganreport.com. There's a contact us tab. Just phone during normal business hours or call anytime and leave a message, and we will get back to you. Just say that you want the insider offer to have a free half-hour consultation with yours truly, and you are more than welcome to come on board. I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. One, it is, to the best of my ability, the bottom of the market in the precious metals resource equities arena. The value between the physical metal and the mining shares is at an all-time biggest delta, biggest change between the values, which as a value investor is really, really good if you're willing to, in some cases, average down, which I generally don't like, or start or revamp your portfolio. For example, it's tax loss selling, and some of our picks are not doing as well as we expected, although I will be doing an update on a couple that would be, and this is not tax advice, but you could sell, take the loss, maybe have a gain in a tech stock or whatever, and then wait over 30 days and buy it back. That might be a strategy that someone wants to use on some of these once I get the ability to do an update. I cannot give inside information out, although I have some regarding a few of these companies that we follow, but until it's in the public domain, my lips are sealed. So coming back to the offer, take a look. It's a good time. You can ask me darn near anything, and I will answer you. As far as this month's report is concerned, as I said, it will be published probably after this video goes up for the public. Talked a lot about what's going on in the world and how basically insane things have become. After the editorial, of course, we go into a lot more about silver in a way that I don't think many people really appreciate, and that is what really holds silver back in a lot of ways are really not talked about. And one of them is the VAT, value added tax, that's prevalent across the world. So this discuss that. But the main reason I'm doing this offer on getting the Morgan Report and getting the half-hour consultation is the value stocks that we have. And we go into in-depth analysis on those this month. I mean, painstakingly, hours of work, in depth that you're not going to find in almost all of our competitors. There may be one or two out there. Probably a Dave Kranzler type would be about it in my studied view. The reason I say that is I've subscribed to almost all our competitors, so I know what our competition looks like. I know what kind of product they produce. I know what their costs or what they charge versus what we charge, and on it goes. So I'm going to leave it there. Do not despair. Gold is looking like it does want to break through. I think it's going to fall back here for a little while, but I think before the end of the year, which we're only talking, the 2 more months, November, December, we could get into that new high region above 2070 USD and stay there. Time will tell. Regardless, I can almost bet my life that it will happen at least in 2024. And we are going to see a massive move into the precious metals. The last thing about this month's report, and this bears importance. So I've talked about this. I first published this actually on Twitter. It's called The Great Tweaking by David Rogers Webb. I'll just refer to him as David Webb. And this is something that any investor, anyone that isn't even an investor, anyone that has more than $12 in a bank somewhere really ought to take note of this book. He has a very big background in finance and running money. In the billion-dollar class, he's well connected, and he absolutely breaks it down and tells it like it is. Much more in-depth than when I had the interview with Stansberry Research regarding the bail-ins with Daniela Cambone. To my knowledge, it's still got like 2.2 million views. People are concerned about their money, as they should be, and this book tells you why the great taking is, the way the system is set up is that the, let's say, banking class basically has the ability to take everything from you, quote unquote, legally. So this is the audio book. It's for free. It's on web. Just type in The Great Taking by David Webb. You can get it and listen to it, or you can, I think you might be able to get the actual book for free on the web too. I'm not sure about that. The point I want to make is that one of my sources sent me a reply to one of his people on his blog that asked him, well, what are you doing? How bad do you see it? And of course, it's in the book, but specifically, what are you doing? And this is something with someone of this caliber that you would want to pay attention to, especially people that focus on reports like the Morgan Report. So I have permission, and I basically cut and pasted the answer in David Webb's own words, exactly what he is doing, and also a bit of philosophical waning at the end. So that is in the final thoughts section of the Morgan Report for the November issue. I am a little long-winded this week. I'll be back with you next week with another weekly perspective. This is David Morgan of themorganreport.com.
What if I told you that you could go broke in less than 24 hours? That's how long it took for the Dow Jones Industrial Average to plunge by nearly 22%, losing investors billions overnight. The same happened to the FTX crypto exchange and Terra Luna stablecoin. Both crashed overnight, losing crypto investors billions. You need a strategy that will protect whatever amount of savings you have now. We are going to witness the greatest transfer of wealth that has ever occurred in recorded history, and you must understand the following. You can absolutely go broke in one day. We've been helping subscribers weather this economic mess for years. Now it's time for you to get the same insights. What really happens during a major collapse is that the wealth changes hands. You will actually benefit by looking ahead and knowing exactly how to build and preserve your wealth. Putting just 10% or 20% of your wealth into our approach could make all the difference in your financial security and peace of mind over the next few years. Discover the Morgan Report today. Visit our site at themorganreport.com.